Alrighty, we are live. Here we go. Fantasy football. Boy, what an interesting week, huh?
Yes, it was.
It was
That was a crazy one.
kind of crazy. Yeah, it was. There was a lot of things happening this past week. If we recap last week, I was the only one to take the Patriots, and obviously that was a mistake. But the Rams killed them,
Yeah,
pretty much. And
that was bad.
yeah, and then Tennessee and Jacksonville. Everybody took Tennessee. That was obvious. And then the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody but me took the Bengals, and you guys were right. And actually, Dallas scored some points. I missed my mark my words because I said Chicago, Cowboys and Cincinnati were going to be under 15 points. I was way wrong. Dallas about doubled that. So
Yeah, they doubled it themselves.
I know. So Kansas City, Miami. You had two people pick Miami, and no, they didn't get it. Mark and Chipper. Sorry, guys.
Pretty close though.
Yeah,
They
not
almost
bad.
had it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they had it in the first quarter, I think.
Well, it came down to a one score game.
Yeah,
right?
it was one score, 6
Yeah,
points.
it was. It
Yeah.
was.
I mean, it was like they had to get an onside kick to recover it. So I mean, I highly doubt like the Chiefs were worried, but still, that's not bad. I mean,
Yeah, apparently
I
you have to do
honestly
that
don't-
against Atlanta. That's the only team you can do that against.
yeah,
Or no, or for, or against, whatever it was. I don't know.
I was a little shocked that. I mean, I'm riding the Miami bandwagon, but I was still a little shocked that they kept it that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed them to win that so them and Buffalo could have their head-to-head at the end of the year, but they blew it.
And that's pretty much over now, right?
I mean,
No, there's a chance.
if Buffalo loses their next two and
They have to
Right.
lose out. Yeah, they have to
Miami
lose
wins
out.
their next, well, yeah, Miami would have to beat them in
Right.
the final one, and then they're tied.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Pretty much.
Why would Buffalo lose now? I mean, I guess they could, but
Yeah.
to be honest, speaking of Buffalo, I mean, I know we're probably about to get to that game, but actually, I'll just wait till we get to that game.
All right, Chicago and Houston. Chicago won that one. Mark and Tom had Houston. I don't know why you would take Houston at this point, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Right, Mark?
Mark said he'd be back in a few.
No, that's fine. I get it.
Houston. I mean, I know everybody loves Deshaun Watson, and obviously, a lot of these issues are not Deshaun Watson's fault. But I think at this point, we can clearly say Deshaun Watson is not that good. Like, he can't carry a team. He can't do it like what Russell Wilson is doing down
Yeah.
in Seattle. Like, Watson's not that good. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's an above-average quarterback, and he has moments of absolute greatness. Sure, but
Or a Dak Prescott or a
I don't.
Dak-
I don't even think
Dak's
he's Dak.
proven.
I don't
Dak's
think he's
proven.
Dak.
I mean, Dak's proven that he carried that team. He's the
Yeah.
only reason they were in games before.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think like, I mean, Deshaun. You know, everybody wants to give Jameis so much shit about, oh, he had weapons at Tampa Bay and he still struggled, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, he didn't have the best wide receiver in the freaking league, like with him for forever. And I mean, I guess Deshaun made the playoffs with him and stuff, but I don't know. I just think it's time that we can finally say like Deshaun is not what we thought he was going to be. He's just an above average quarterback.
And
Yeah.
what's the deal, Steven? You picked this Denver beating Panthers. What's up with that? And it happened.
Yeah,
That ain't-
I don't
that
know. I
ain't
mean, I
That
don't
ain't
even. I mean, I guess Denver. What, they looked pretty good against Kansas City last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Right.
And I figured maybe that can carry it. And then I think I knew that McCaffrey was not playing.
Yeah, that's true. That makes a difference.
Carolina's just not that good. Denver's
they're
got a
not.
really good defense, so kind of
Yeah.
could have seen that coming.
Then we had the Giants Cardinals. Cardinals beat the Giants. We were split on that last week. That's crazy. Mark
I
Scooter
think-
and Steven took Giants.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, you want to jump on those like one of those NFC East teams bandwagons, and then they're just not that good of teams. Like, I mean, I think it just shows. And then the Cardinals are actually they're good. They're just inconsistent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's like the biggest problem. That's why it was split probably in my eyes is that because Arizona's a better team, I think. Like it's pretty clear, but they're just
Yeah.
inconsistent. So like that's why people would take the
Yeah.
Giants against them.
I mean, they beat him pretty handedly though in this particular game. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the Giants were hot and the Cardinals are so hit or miss. But this is one of the hit games for the Cardinals, and I mean, they're just
Mhm.
more talented. Like, if you had asked me like before the hot streak of the Giants, if you asked me 4 weeks ago, I would have never picked the Giants. But just because they were hot, I thought they could ride some momentum, and
hmm
they are fighting for for first place. But I mean, then again, so are the Cardinals.
So,
technically.
so are all of them. Yeah. So are all of them.
Yeah,
Minnesota. Tom had Minnesota, and we all took Tampa Bay, and we were all right. It was
Yeah.
actually a closer game than I thought it was going to be, but personally,
what
the
did that come
Colts-
down to being?
I think it was 24-16 or something.
Gotcha. That would felt like to me one of those like boring ones that like I think on
Yeah.
Red Zone they like never showed other than like the touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think it was just I don't know why I didn't see that game much at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was that big a deal. And what about the next game with Mark's Raiders, dude? Colts put a hurting on them. What, they get 44 points or something?
Yeah.
They went off.
They
They
really-
did really, really good on that one. I mean, they played a good game all around.
Have the Raiders played a good game since that loss to the Chiefs?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like it was almost like that win versus the Chiefs early in the year was
Or give
carrying.
up.
It was like carrying them through the early season, and then as soon as they lost that gut wrenching second one, it was just
Yeah.
like oh, damn, we're not
they're
that
playing
good.
bad ever since.
Yeah, it's like oh well, damn, you gotta give up. And Carr looks like a typical Carr now. Like he's
Mhm.
shaky. He's throwing his interceptions. He's still.
Yeah.
I guess he was always fumbling the ball, but. Oh, they did beat the Jets last week. That's right. They had to come back or win on the final play.
Came back.
Those zero blitz Jets. Gotta give them credit for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, they got whooped. So Kansas City, they lost. They got whooped by Atlanta. Comeback win versus the Jets, and then got whooped again. Yeah, dang. They let that kill their momentum.
Seattle over the Jets. Everybody took Seattle. They absolutely killed them, and we knew they would. And then Green Bay over Lions. That was actually a really close game. I don't know why Green Bay let them get so close, but
Yeah, it was one of those where Green Bay was like always like in the lead and like in control, but it was
Yeah.
like it was still close. Like the Lions still had a chance, so it was like a little
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, and honestly, like I mean, I know Green Bay took the top spot, and I actually think they are the best team in the NFC, but they are not short of flaws. I mean, they have some pretty like gaping
Well, yeah.
holes. Like, when their run
Mhm.
defense is bad, if Devontae is hurt at all, their offense kind of goes away. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, there is that. And then we had Falcons, Chargers. I'm the only one that took the Chargers, and I won. I just don't see how you can take the Falcons anymore. Although it was a close game, I think. I'm pretty sure it was a close game. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it
but
was a 3-point game.
yeah. And same, what was the next one? The next one is the Eagles and Saints. How did the Saints lose that game? I just don't get it. I just don't get it, though. I know you're the only one that picked it. You're the only one that picked the Eagles over the Saints. Now, it was a 3-point game as well.
I mean, I think that's just once again, it's an upset. I mean, it's hard to you can't put that on paper and really draw out why. I mean, I think the lack of film on Hurts was
Yeah.
obvious because they got a big lead early. I think they got up 17-0.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's true.
also like, I mean, to be fair, it's Taysom
Crazy.
Hill. Like it's like, yeah, they got a couple wins with him, but like
You got to back up.
it's not like he's got that clutch factor where he's gonna win those tight games.
That's
Chippy.
And I mean, to be honest, like I know, like Tom, I think was saying last week, like the answer to the Eagles' problems is not Jalen Hurts, blah blah blah. But once again, if you just want to look at this on paper, I mean, Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill.
Right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, so the Eagles had the better quarterback in this game.
I
Their
think it's more
defense-
surprising that the Saints won the 2 weeks before than it is that they lost this week.
Exactly.
Two of Taysom Hill's wins though are against the Falcons. So he won 3 games or whatever before this one. And who was it? It was Falcons, probably like Cowboys, Falcons.
For who? Saints?
Yeah.
They
New-
beat Denver.
New Orleans was Atlanta and Philadelphia, and then Denver, and then Atlanta, and then San Francisco. That's
And that
all
was
the
that was Denver's COVID game. That
Yeah.
was the third string wide receiver playing
yeah.
quarterback. So Taysom Hill has not really beat anybody. Granted, the Falcons had been up and down. They had shown some signs. So like, not like they're not the Jets or anything, but still they're the Falcons.
They're gonna be fighting this week, Kansas City. So
I
I
don't
mean,
think there's gonna be
seriously.
much fight in that one.
Carlos says, "Is Jason Sanders a bust this week versus the Patriots? I could start Carlson instead."
We're talking kickers. I would probably rock with. Is that what he's talking about? That's
Jason
Jason Sanders kicker. I would just go with Jason Sanders. I mean, if you're debating kickers, you're probably in a pretty good spot. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think Miami are like. I mean, New England defense is good enough to make Tua stall out. I mean, I don't know if you can trust anything that the Raiders are doing right now. So yeah, I'd go Jason Sanders.
Yeah. Why not, right? And how about those Washington football team over the 49ers? And then Buffalo beating Pittsburgh. What?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
I think
That
I
was-
picked that.
Let's see. Yeah,
No.
Chipper and Mark picked that. Yes.
Oh, I
Everybody
thought you
else took the
didn't
Steelers.
because you didn't want it to happen.
No, I said I'm picking it because I think it will, but that I
Yeah.
didn't want it to happen because I wanted the Buffalo Miami at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think honestly the Steelers are being exposed a little bit. And I'm not saying that like, oh, they're the worst team in the league and we didn't know it this whole time. I'm just saying like, I think they're. I mean, if it was a debate, who was better between them and the Chiefs, I think that debate is easily over.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I just think that offense is just.
I think
like,
maybe they were just a little overrated since they hadn't lost, but like I think they're still like in the fight for the best team.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, this
I
is
don't
what
know.
4 weeks in a row.
Deontay
that the
Johnson
Steelers
stops
have
dropping
looked-
the ball, then I think they win games pretty easily.
That's a
That's
good
true,
point.
But I don't have any evidence that he will. Like I mean, this is his first year of being relevant, right? Like if that was Antonio Brown 5 years ago and he had a few drops, and it's like, well, he's going to bounce back. But I don't know. Maybe Deontay Johnson is
like
just
beginning of the season. He did. I mean, he may have dropped a couple here and there, but like it wasn't like I think he dropped like 4 or 5 in this last game.
When we talk, let's talk drop passes and talk about the Monday night game with what's his name, Brown dropping 4 passes, and then the one he catches for the touchdown to beat you, Chipper, and freaking fantasy.
That was so upsetting.
I was like, oh my god! Had he not gotten that catch or that touchdown, you win. I mean, it's just
And it was like Lamar had gone out of the game type thing, and I was like, oh man, I got this thing wrapped up, and then Lamar and Brown are the ones that hook up for the touchdown to beat me by 3 points.
I know.
God.
well. Although that was the final blow, Cam Newton beat you this week.
Wait, oh, because of the defense?
Yes.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
yeah.
Like, can we all just admit Cam Newton is not a starting NFL quarterback?
He said, Chipper said to me earlier in the week, he said, why is it 2 weeks in a row to put me out of the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The defenses beat me. I go to 74 points, then 58
Yeah.
points. It's like, come on, give me a
Yeah.
chance.
How do I compete with that?
Who did your defense when you did it to him last
It
week?
was
Who did
New
you-
England against the Jets or something.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had New England's defense that got
Oh,
75.
true.
I have New England's defense.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, yeah. 74 points. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean that's just ridiculous. I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
it is ridiculous.
I scored
it's-
above 270, like 270
Yeah.
plus points in both weeks, and I didn't get the bye because of it, and then I got knocked out of the playoffs because of it. I mean,
know.
how unlucky is that?
Yeah.
That's really unlucky. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I really did. I thought I lost. I thought I was done. I was like, nah, I don't have this.
I thought I had both weeks wrapped up. And then you go and do that with your defense. And then he goes and does this on Monday night and his defense.
Well, I knew Monday night. I said, okay, so Monday night, he's probably got it. And
No,
then
I'm
when
saying like I stopped watching the game because I thought I had it wrapped up. I was up like 20 plus points and like Lamar Jackson's out the game, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then he comes back in and throws a 44-yard touchdown. And I was like, oh, cool. I guess I just lose.
very surprising. That was weird. Yeah, that was just bizarro for sure. What all right, let's get into some of this. So we can make this a short one tonight because we don't have a whole lot of people here or whatever. But what about biggest surprise player and biggest letdown player as far as the player goes? I enjoyed my guy, Diggs. He did well for me.
Yeah.
Did he? What was it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see his stat line or anything.
He crushed the Steelers.
Yeah, he did.
It's like
Yeah,
they didn't even cover him.
Yeah, I know. He rushed for 1 yard. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, he had like 130 yards passing and or whatever, receiving or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'll give biggest surprise to Cam Akers. I mean, I know he's doing it week after week now, but finally, the Rams are a dangerous team. If they have a star running back just waiting, and they're finally giving him the ball.
Yep,
that could be pretty freaking scary.
I agree.
You do not want your offense relying on Goff. When they were at their peak form, that's when Gurley had that insane year.
Yeah, you're right.
If Goff is having to throw 40, 50 times a game, that's just not a good recipe. I mean, he'll do that sometimes and win you a game, but he is so inconsistent. So I'll give it to Cam.
I think biggest surprise for me has got to be Trubisky. He threw for like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns or something like that. Trubisky, I thought, was just like completely irrelevant at this point. And then not that Houston's great, but like even against not great teams, Trubisky hasn't like popped off.
I was surprised also at Baker with what he did to Baltimore's defense. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, take that for what it's worth. I just don't, because I'm not a fan of his. You know how you guys always said Brady whines to the referee and all this kind of stuff? That's what I see with Baker. That's exactly what I see with him. I see him all the time. He just whines about everything. Was that not holding? Was this done? I just never really liked the guy. So that's just me personally. But you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, to do that to Baltimore's defense, I don't know.
Well, it's so weird to me because like when Odell was there, they were like, let's just be a running team and let's just run. And now he's throwing for 343 yards. Like, what happened to that whole strategy? Like, it's like now they're like, all right, let's play football. Let's actually do both. And they're letting Baker throw more. So, I mean, like.
It's so surprising to me. Did he have any interception? I don't even know if he had any interception.
I think he only threw for like 1 touchdown, but I think he ran for 1 and then 2 other rushing touchdowns or something like that. But
they did have a pick.
Did they?
The Ravens did, yeah. Because I was looking at their defense because I have them in the other league, and that was like one of the stout parts of my fantasy team was the Ravens defense. But ever since their bye week, I mean, they have
Baker did have a pick, yeah.
I mean, they have 15, 10, 12, 5 last week versus the Browns. Like, what's wrong with the Ravens defense? Like, that's
golly.
I mean, letting up 30 points to Tennessee.
It's just not normal for them. It's just not. That's all I was saying. Was it not? It's not normal.
Yeah, like it's not normal for them. But like, that's not even a good defense in my opinion. Like, I don't even know if I can consider the Ravens having a good defense. Like that.
I agree.
That is bad. Like the Steelers, even these games that they're losing, like their defense is listed out. Maybe not necessarily last week because of Diggs and they tore them up pretty good. But other than that, I mean, the defense was carrying the offense. But I don't know with the Ravens, like it's a scary thing if you're a Ravens fan, in my opinion, because now you need Lamar Jackson to go put up 35 points a game to win.
I know. No, not that much. Although I mean, he came in and did what he needed to do. I mean, I will say that, but
Yeah.
Looking at like their stats, I'm like, if I just look at stats, like I'd never ever would say that they scored 47 points in this game. Like, I mean, Lamar threw for like 150
That's true.
and then ran for like 150, but like beyond that, they didn't have like any yards.
that's true. That's true. I don't know.
It was an ugly game, I thought. I mean, even though it was high score, it was like exciting, I guess, at the end. It was like, I mean, they were kind of matching blow for blow, but
It was hype. Yeah, it was hype
it
for
never
that.
felt like they were earning anything. Like, I don't know.
That's true. That is true. And I don't know. For me, Indianapolis scoring 44 points. I don't know that they've done that in a while. Plus, their defense their defenses looked good all along. But what'd they have? I think they had 2 interceptions and
Yeah, one of them was absolutely the receiver just hit off his hands, like his chest, and went basically like friggin' pitched it to the defender.
Yeah.
Oh, how about that interception by the Indianapolis DB?
yeah, that's what you singled
That
out.
was
The one-handed one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
just freaking reach back.
And he snatched him. I know these gloves do work nowadays. These gloves are sticky, but damn, like
Yeah, I mean,
He-
it wasn't
he
like one of those
grabbed
one-handed
that.
where you eventually
grabbed
pin it
it.
to your body.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he like whopped
He
and then
grabbed it.
just like held onto it all the way to the ground. Like, it was like,
yeah,
that was dirty.
That's my surprise team.
yeah.
Biggest team surprise is Indy. I just didn't think that was going to be. I mean, 44 points. I mean, I guess Raiders you can score that much, but it's just I think they were one of the highest scoring this week, wasn't it? Yeah, I think Baltimore was the highest, and that was Nick.
I'm hoping this is a sign of things to come. I know that Jonathan Taylor broke that one huge run that helped his stats a lot.
Wow, no doubt.
He dropped 35 fantasy points. Like, this is exactly why I traded Fulgham for him in like what, week 9 or so. And I really I didn't play Taylor the first 3 or 4 weeks that I got him. I was just hoping that Phillip Rivers loves his his running backs, and they drafted this rookie in the first round. I was just like, I feel like this has got to be a match made in heaven eventually. So if it gets me through the playoffs and he's getting me 30 points a game, I will be okay with that.
I think biggest team surprise for me goes back to my biggest player surprise in Chicago. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, they beat the hell out of Houston. Like, they scored 36 points. Like, I didn't think Chicago was capable of that. Just like I said, I didn't think Trubisky was capable of what he did. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
their defense looked really good though too. I watched some of that game.
yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I've been like saying they've got a good defense, but then they go and they play games where their defense just doesn't show up. So I mean,
I think everybody's back though. Everybody's back healthy as far as offense. Like what you have, Alshon Jeffries and
no,
I think some of
Alshon
those guys.
for the Eagles.
He's the Eagles.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's right. He used to be back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking
No,
way
I mean,
back.
I think it is probably like this game is probably more of a testament that Houston is just really not great.
Yeah,
But to Chip's point, I mean, I was with him. Like I even if like they were playing the Jets, I would not pick Chicago to score 30 plus points.
right.
I just didn't think Trubisky had that anywhere in him.
Yeah, like like weeks I've picked Chicago and stuff like that. Like, I'm expecting them to win by 3 to 7 points and
Right.
score below 21. Like, it's like, I mean,
yeah. But Houston played Indy 20-26. They played them really, really close. Actually, and JJ had a hell of a game, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's what.
Off of the fumble, right? That's what they lost, or the bad snap. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. I mean, so it's not like I don't know. I just don't. That's what's weird about Houston. And Houston beat the hell out of Detroit. I'm not saying that Detroit's anything,
Right,
but they had 41 points.
Yeah.
I mean, for Houston to play that badly, it's almost like game. And they beat the Patriots. I mean, they haven't played anybody good, but still, they're winning the games they're supposed to. It's just they look so bad.
Yeah. And I think that's the defense that Chip's been looking for out of Chicago. I mean, Khalil Mack, well, we heard his name for the first time in in
Yeah.
a positive way. For, like this season, I think he had 2
Mhm.
sacks, and then I think
The
the one guy
potential of
had
that defense is just so good. I've been saying it from like the beginning of the season, but they
yeah.
and they showed up some weeks, but like then
Mhm.
they just like go and like it was non-existent, and that could be because I don't watch their games, but like could be because of their offense putting them in bad spots a lot of times.
Maybe.
Yeah, but they're vulnerable too. I mean, even like I think it was one of the weeks you were talking about their defense, and the Packers went and dropped like 40 on them, and
Yeah.
it was like that's just not the Bears' defense. Like, sure, the Packers should beat the Bears; they're the better team, but they shouldn't be dropping. If you have a good defense, you should never be letting anybody drop 40 on you. Like that's not
No.
good.
No, unless your offense is just
Right? Yeah, if they're just fumbling and throwing pick sixes, or even like throwing a pick on the 20 so that Rodgers is already in the red zone. Yeah, that's fucking tough as the defense.
yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, you're going up against the number one red zone defense offense or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, sorry, dude, I can't compete with that. Yeah, no. But anyway, biggest team letdown that you thought was going to do good?
Hmm.
I mean, I guess most people would have to say the Saints.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. It's 21-24. No, that's true. I mean, it was against the Eagles, so I would say, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Because I think the Eagles are super bad. Like even though I don't think New Orleans is great with Taysom Hill, like the Eagles are super bad. So that probably and maybe Pittsburgh too for biggest team.
That's what I
letdown.
say. That's what I say.
I
Pittsburgh.
mean, back-to-back losses and all that stuff. Like it's just
I don't even care about that because I know you're going to have a loss. My thing is that they just looked so bad against Buffalo, or maybe it was Buffalo
Buffalo's
looking
really
like,
good. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know, maybe. I mean, maybe that's what it is. But I mean, if you're like the top defense or number one defense or in the AFC or close to or whatever, you need to show that. You know, I mean, I don't. I guess maybe are they not? I mean, do you question that now? Because I mean, that wasn't all Ben.
I think this game still goes on their offense. I mean, I think their defense got embarrassed a little bit by Stephon Diggs, which is kind of weird. It's not like Stephon Diggs is good, but he's not like Megatron good, where like you understood when Megatron got his 10 catches for 100 yards. But this, I mean, from watching that game, I mean, that was seriously just like Pittsburgh just like their offense never did anything. Like I think they scored first, right? They got up 7-0.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think
They
that's
only
right.
scored one more touchdown like the rest. Like I don't know.
I think it's definitely an offensive thing, and maybe Bill's defense is better than we're giving them credit for. But I don't really think that's the case. I think it's Pittsburgh did terrible.
All those drops. They don't have a running game. They really don't.
Total yards for them was 224. That's pretty freaking low.
That's pretty horrible.
And they gave up what 26 points, 23 points a week before.
Yeah, which that's not horrible. I mean, that's not the greatest, but I mean,
not if you're. All I'm saying is not if you're a top defense. You got to stop that. Unless Ben's turning it over and they're just so tired, and maybe that's it. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know how to. I just look at them. They've talked about this for about 5 weeks now, about Pittsburgh having such a great defense. And I'm not saying that they don't have a great defense, but that's going to be tough for you to win when you're giving up that many points. I don't care who you are.
I mean, they only let up 26. Like that's beatable for sure.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's not like the defense completely let down and they lost 44 to 20 or something. Like, I mean, 26 points. That I think.
Well, and looking at it, that's
50% of the teams beat that.
Worst defensive performance other than a 29-point game versus Philly that they won. And to be honest, Buffalo is a high-powered offense as long as Josh Allen's going to continue to play well. So, I mean, 26 that's your second best or worst defensive performance in 26. Like that's pretty solid. And then once again, even like the pace of the game, like they could have easily been back in that.
Yeah.
But the offense, I don't know. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. And that, but see, I will say this, and maybe it was hyped up a little too much because I said this for a while now. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Their common opponents this year is the NFC East.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you're playing 2 or 3 of those games against those teams, you're going, that's almost like shoe-in wins.
Well, 4. So essentially, all of them got 4 wins. Granted, the Steelers only got 3 because they lost to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll help anybody's record.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why that division looks so strong as a whole. I think,
Well,
That's just
like, I mean, still, even record-wise, that division still looks strong, and they are. I mean, the Ravens, Steelers, and Browns are all good teams, but I don't know. I don't know that I would pick any of them. Like in the playoffs, I mean, you have to show me what the playoff matchup's going to be. But
all I'm saying is, if their common opponent division was the Rams and
True.
Seattle and even the Niners and Cardinal or whatever, I'm sorry, that's a different picture in my opinion. That's that's just like our division. Our division had the Chiefs. They had that division, the Chiefs, Ravens, and not Ravens, but Raiders and I don't know. I think those common opponent divisions, I kind of like the way they do that.
Yeah.
But boy, it can set your season nice.
Yeah.
It can. Anyway, most improved player. Did we already say who we thought?
I gotta stick with my Cam Akers over the past few weeks.
You gonna stay with him?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tom freaking snagged him from me in the family league. I had to text him. I was like, are we stashing running backs now? He had like freaking 6. I was like, let's drop someone. But, I was hoping to get him. I couldn't get him in the other league either. But, yeah, I think they're finally turning like the running back position over to him. And he's had, I think, 200 or 300-yard performances now?
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
I think probably Jonathan Taylor for me. I mean, I would say Trubisky, but I've said that for like another one, so I'd say Jonathan Taylor for most improved. Because I mean, he's probably been doing well, but like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yes, just nuts.
Well,
I think that's a huge reason to the Colts putting up 44.
Yeah, and that one actually feels like, like potentially an improved player, right? Like Trubisky's kind of like, yeah. He had a great week, but hold on, we're not going to say he's improved yet. We got to see something first.
Right.
With Jonathan Taylor is kind of like, oh, okay, like this is a couple weeks now in a row that you kind of popped off. I kind of like, okay, I can see this. You're the rookie that they drafted early. Maybe there's hope.
Maybe, right?
We'll see. I don't know why it's not a better combination. I thought that was going to be such a good fantasy pick. I mean, I didn't pick it, but Phillip Rivers and those running backs, man, every single running back he had was awesome in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Eckler was awesome, and I know Eckler's good now, but like I didn't even know who he was. When he was their backup, he was good.
All right. The I told you so moment last week. I definitely missed mine. Did not get it. Nowhere close.
Real quick to go back on the games, I think the weirdest thing is that the Cowboys won 30-7, right? But they had less passing yards, less rushing yards, less first downs, less time of possession. Like it's just like how'd they win, but how'd they win 30-7 in a game where they played worse essentially by the numbers?
That's exactly what New England did the game before. He had less than 59 total yards.
Wait, no, I thought he rushed for a decent amount of that game.
He rushed for 2 touchdowns, but I think it was still like 60 yards rushing.
Yeah, it was only like,
But yeah, they had, I think, 2 defensive touchdowns and a punt return touchdown.
That's nuts.
Is that what happened with Dallas?
Maybe. That's what I was trying to think. Maybe their defense just happened to pop off, or anytime you get a lot of turnovers, maybe it was short field to like they're scoring off of a 30-yard drive, so it's not giving them a bunch of yards.
Gotcha.
I didn't really pay that game much mind, to be honest.
They did have a a turnover for a touchdown.
Okay. Oh, that was Alden Smith.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he was on my bench.
Nice.
I would have given you some points. Might want to try him next time.
I'm out. Can't.
I know. Oh, there's consolation, Chip.
Mm.
I'm gonna have a rough time beating Tom this week, I think.
I actually nailed my I told you so moment from last week. The only thing I didn't get was the 2 touchdowns, but I said Jalen Hurts is going to have over 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and beat the Saints. And he did all of that. I mean, he didn't get the second touchdown, but they handed the ball off to somebody else twice. So
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's gonna be. That is good. That was a good call there.
I almost sort of. I got like half of it, I guess we'd say, because I said Tennessee and Jacksonville would both score over 40, and Tennessee would barely win, and Henry would run for over 200 yards. I got the Henry running for over 200 yards, and then Tennessee almost got 40, but Jacksonville definitely did.
Yeah. No, they didn't. God, he's a beast. He is a true man. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with your mark my words for this week. For my mark my words, I think Henry's going to do that to Detroit. So all those same stats that you had on that, I think he's going to do that against Detroit. I'm just carrying over yours. I say Henry's going to get 2 touchdowns. Isn't that what you said? Something like that. I don't know.
I said ran for 200 yards.
Yeah, ran for 200 yards. I'm going to do that. Run for 200 yards. 200 yards. And I'm going to say 2 touchdowns. And against Detroit. There you go. I'm taking that. He can do that to Detroit. I can see that happening.
Yeah, he could. I mean, he could do it against anybody.
That's true too. But he can definitely do it against Detroit. I'm just debating whether I should go for 250. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I'll go that high.
I wouldn't do that.
they'll probably take him out before that.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Detroit's going to be floundering out there. I think it's going to be like,
The crazy thing about that is I think when I was watching, like Henry has only run. Well, I mean, I say only, but I mean, because it's crazy hard. But he's run for 200 yards 5 times or whatever in his career. So I mean, for him to do that back-to-back games would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, he'll do it. I think he's going to do it.
All right.
He's playing a team that he could do that to. I promise you he could do that to them.
I think that Mahomes is going to silence some of these haters out there, and he's going to stomp that New Orleans defense and put up 4 touchdowns.
That's a big.
I think it's easy to pick them to win the game, but I think Mahomes is
Yeah.
going to, because everybody's kind of saying like, oh, he's barely beating these people, he's barely beating the Raiders, he's blah blah blah. I think this is the game that's going to be like, all right, yeah, give us your best defense in the NFC then, and we'll show you.
It's a tall order. It's a tall order. 4 touchdowns against that defense. We'll see how it happens.
Yeah.
I believe Kansas City will, but I don't know that it'll be him. Actually, no. He probably could. I do think that it's going to be they know. I mean, the Saints going in knowing that this has to be a competitive game. They know they have to be competitive in this,
Yeah.
or they start dropping from Green Bay, who would take first place, I think, or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Green Bay does control their own destiny, but yeah, if you lose, then Green Bay has to lose twice,
Yeah, exactly.
which is not going to happen most likely.
Well, they
I mean, I
could,
think New Orleans takes this game, but yeah, I don't think that I think Green Bay still ends up winning because New Orleans lost last week or this week or whatever.
Yeah,
well, shit. When you're playing Carolina, of course Green Bay can win this game. McCaffrey's going to come back and they're going to beat them.
I mean, Green Bay has to play Tennessee next week, but
true.
so that'll be tough.
But that's why I think the Saints they definitely want I mean, you got to win this game because, like I said,
since they lost
I
last week,
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Tennessee can beat the Packers. That wouldn't shock really anybody.
Right.
But if you lose this week, it doesn't matter if the Packers lose to Tennessee because
That's true.
they have that head-to-head advantage. So.
That's true. Yes,
Right.
for sure. All right, so Mark, you got to mark your words this week.
Chargers are going to win by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Wow.
Over,
Over your team?
over my, yes. My
I
team.
know.
Yep.
Okay.
My mark my words is going to be that Pittsburgh loses their 3rd straight to Cincinnati on Monday night.
All right, you got to give me some points or something. You got to give me some numbers.
No, the numbers is 3rd straight, and it's to Cincinnati. I mean, this mark my words doesn't need numbers. That's just crazy in itself.
Yep, that's right. Burrow's coming back. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. Okay. I think Chipper had a little too much to drink this evening. And Mark, you got to mark my words. Or
I always understood the Burrow hype train and picking Cincinnati. I don't even know. I don't think they have anything in them. I think Pittsburgh go out there and play super, super bad and win by 30.
That's why it's my mark my words.
I mean, true, but wow.
I think Pittsburgh defense could win 10-0.
Yeah, the offense just go out there and punt every time.
That's right.
Like, just first down, just punt. They would
Yeah.
still win by 10.
That's right.
What
Oh,
else?
man.
Who the Rams playing? Let's see.
The Rams playing Jets, man.
Yeah.
They better win.
Yeah, the Rams. Okay.
You're gonna take lots of points there, aren't you?
No, I'll find something else. So I got the Chargers and 14 points. And I'll think of something else.
All right, that's fine. You don't have to think anything else. That's good. All right, let's go. I'm going to go with the picks that you guys gave, and I can't do Tom's because Tom's are. I promise you, they're not right. He didn't enter them in, so I'll say them, but they won't be right. But anyway, the Chargers and Raiders, and Mark and I took the Chargers. Mark, you're not going with your home team, dude. What's up with that? You already gave up with them?
It's the worst defense maybe ever. I think they're saying it might be the worst ever. More points scored against than anybody in history.
No, Jets are worse.
Okay, I'll take that. I'm surprised at like Jonathan Abram. You know, he's the lowest PFF rated cornerback or safety, defensive back in all of football.
Yeah, which is crazy because he's an actual stud.
Yeah. So just like, you can say it's coaching or scheme or whatever, or maybe he's just, I don't know.
Maybe he's just having a bad year, but that is weird.
Who knows? This is weird. It's fun to watch tackle people though.
Yeah.
Even his own guys. He'll tackle. He don't care. He'll take anybody out. I like that kind of.
As long as somebody's in referee, whatever, whoever's in his way.
He played for free last week. I think he had like $80,000 in fines or something.
God.
That's crazy. Buffalo, Denver. Everybody took Buffalo. That makes sense.
Yep.
Green Bay Panthers. Mark, you're the only one that take the Panthers. I didn't even take them this week.
Yeah. I just want them to win. How's that? Is that good enough?
Okay. And you're thinking that maybe McCaffrey has
I'm
something
not
to
thinking
give
at
him.
all. Green Bay will probably go to the Super Bowl, which is fine, right?
That is
Sure.
Do you agree?
fine.
The Panthers win? Why not?
Rodgers MVP. I called it like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
We're
probably.
well on our way.
True.
Next one is we did the Panthers. I'm sorry. New England and Dolphins. Everybody took the Dolphins except for Mark, took the Patriots. What are you thinking, dude?
Good question. I think the Dolphins are great. I love you guys have got me going on them all year long, but
Steven has. We haven't.
I don't know. I just don't see Belichick losing too many more games. I don't know what I'm thinking.
I got you.
What do
All
I
right. Well, we'll see what happens.
hunch?
Belichick is really good against rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I think there's a stat out there. He's super
Yeah.
good against them. But
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to have somebody that can do something against him. He doesn't have that right now.
Cam counters a lot of the good stuff that Belichick does, but
If the defense does their thing though against that quarterback,
Right.
they'll
Right.
go ahead and beat him.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. Cam has to score enough points too, though. So whatever. All right, San Francisco, Dallas. We have Steven and Mark who took Dallas. Everybody else took San Francisco. Interesting.
I'll ride the Andy Dalton hype train.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah,
why not?
we'll
Sure.
see.
Yeah, but San Francisco's got a defensive player back and I think in their quarterback coming back. Isn't he coming back?
I don't know.
Which one, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, it would not shock me at all if the 49ers won, but I think Dallas is like super talented, and I don't like the flack that McCarthy's getting. I mean, I know he probably deserves it. Coaching matters, but I love McCarthy, so I'd like to see him finish the year strong.
Yeah, he is a good coach.
Chicago, Minnesota. Everybody took Minnesota except Chipper.
Mhm.
Chipper's riding that.
Well, I've picked Chicago a lot this year, and I don't think Minnesota's that good. I think Dalvin could stomp this game, but the thing is, if he doesn't, then Chicago wins.
I think in their last matchup, this is what happened. A lot of people picked Dalvin, and this is when Dalvin ran for like 2 straight 150-yard games,
Yeah,
and then the Bears stomped him.
yeah, because I mean, Dalvin is Minnesota, like,
Right.
so I just think the Bears defense, as long as they do enough to stop or slow down Dalvin, I don't think they'll stop him, but they'll slow him down enough, and I think they'll win the game.
Well, let's put it this way: they both have a 6-7 record, which is what the Washington football team has to be winning their division. So
Hey, Lamar,
That's
we called
that's
that.
enough. That's enough to piss you off right there. Oh, next one is Colts and Houston. Golly, I feel sorry for Houston on that one. I just do. I think Colts are just going to kill them. But Jacksonville and Ravens, same thing. I think Jacksonville's just going to get murdered on that one. This one's interesting.
You're saying everyone's picks.
Everyone's picks, we all have them all. We have
Oh,
them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody took the Ravens.
Well, you
everybody-
just said like I think they're gonna kill him. I was like, oh, well, I thought we were talking about everybody's picks, but I didn't know everybody.
we
picked
are.
it.
We are. I kind of passed by those. It's like, okay, why we don't need to spend a lot of time on this. But we do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against Atlanta Falcons. Guess who Scooter took?
Falcons.
That's silly. That is silly.
Everybody else took Tampa Bay. No, you got to be a homer. I mean, I get that. Except I didn't this week. I took Green Bay over the Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're facing, I mean,
I know.
it's one of those
Yeah, but
toss-up games
Atlanta
that you
over
should
Tampa.
lose. Yeah,
Yeah.
Atlanta over Tampa is more realistic than Carolina over Green Bay.
true.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Not with
like a
McCaffrey.
safer homer pick.
Not with McCaffrey. I'm telling you, he's going to be the difference maker.
Well, still, because Green Bay is a lot better than Tampa, and then Atlanta's a lot better than Carolina. So
I hear you. Well, they're not playing them, so all
I
right.
don't know.
This one's interesting. Seattle and the 6-7 football team, and Chipper and Mark took the football team over Seattle.
Yep.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
gosh! Oh my
We're the
god!
two that picked them to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! They can. Hey, you don't have to win your games to win the division. They proved that. So
Yeah,
even
but I
with a
mean-
loss, they still win their division.
Washington for like past 3 weeks has proven themselves more and more and more, and Seattle has not.
I hear you. When you can
So,
beat Pittsburgh,
I
right?
mean, you can Russell Wilson all you want, but I think Washington wins this game pretty handily.
I don't care as long as Lockett has 74 points. They can do whatever they want.
I think this is like the type of game that Washington like. This like it's actually easy to pick them in my opinion, because
Yeah. I think they
They're-
should actually be favored.
Russell Wilson gets sacked a lot, and Washington's very good at that. And Russell Wilson's been turning the ball over a lot, and they're very good at turning those into freaking touchdowns. So I think if it goes that way, I don't know. Like I think I do believe in Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, and I kind of need to because I have him and Metcalf and Chris Carson in the other league. So it's kind of like, hey, let's get it together. Like, and what a great way to get some confidence against one of the best defenses in the league. So.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this: those two teams, every game is important to them right now. They're going to go out there with a full fight because Washington is trying to keep the lead,
Yeah.
and Seattle's tied for the lead at 9-4. So, in my opinion, both of them are going to be fighting, and I think Seattle can fight harder. That's all I'm saying.
Well, to be honest, this is normal Russell Wilson time, right? Like, of course, this year he started off incredibly hot, but I think through history, these last 4 weeks is Russell Wilson time.
Yeah,
this is where he carries them into a playoff spot or into a number 1 seed or whatever. So,
I
it's his
think
time to shine.
that like records can make you look at this game skewed because you'll see like 9-4 and that's like, wow, that's really good for Seattle.
Yeah.
And then you see 6-7, you're like, wow, that's pretty bad. But if you like seriously look at the past like 4 weeks, Washington is honestly one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah. And honestly,
Not
it's kind
just,
of
not
crazy.
just against Seattle, I'm saying in the league.
Seattle is on our pick'em league or whatever. Seattle's picked 86% of the time. That's shocking to me.
It is.
I actually would have.
And it's because of Russell Wilson. I mean,
I know, and like I'm a little biased because I want my fantasy team to do well, and I do like Russell Wilson a lot. But damn, on paper, like I said, I think Washington would be the better pick, and only 14% of people that do this pick'em picked it. That's kind of crazy. I would have thought like maybe because it's Russell Wilson, it's a 60-40 split, and people just want to pick Russell. But damn, no love for Washington right now.
well, I mean,
and like I said, it's because if you look at the record, then you're just like, oh God, what's happening? I hear some video playing somewhere. Oh God.
Probably on
not me.
Yahoo.
it's not me. See, but my problem is with that though. I mean, I know they won their you said last 4 games, but they played Cincinnati, they played Dallas, they did play Pittsburgh, yes,
Yeah.
and they played a San Francisco team that is just absolutely damaged.
True.
And
Seattle
so
looks like
to me, no, I don't know. I'm talking about Washington. I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm
and
But-
and San Francisco still scored 15 points to their 23. I don't know. I just don't see Washington. I don't know. I can't wait to see them play against a decent defense. I can't wait to
Pittsburgh.
see them play.
Pittsburgh, the
Well,
number
that-
one
that's-
defense in the league.
Well, good point. No, that's true. But I'm just saying when
Yeah.
it matters. Now it really matters. Now they're trying to keep the top spot. I don't know. We'll see.
But
I
also,
can't-
Seattle's defense is not good.
I think that's why I'm more willing, not necessarily just to say like the football team is hot, is that Seattle is so suspect. Like if we're talking about even like the Rams, or if we were talking about the Chiefs or any of these top tier teams, then yeah, I would say nah, Chip. It doesn't matter that Washington's hot, but like I said before, I think it's just like the perfect matchup for Washington because what Seattle offense does do poorly is what Washington defense does incredibly well.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is it outdoors? They still played RFK? I don't even know where they play anymore in Washington.
I think so.
It's outdoors. It's
Outdoors,
outdoors.
yeah, it could be cold. It could
Yeah.
be not a good Russell Wilson situation. I don't know.
Yeah, but he plays in the cold in Seattle, so I don't think that's a matter.
Yeah, but I mean snow cold. You know what I mean?
Different cold. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Russell Wilson time. That should have been my mark my words. For the next 4 weeks, Russell Wilson to throw for
Stand
over
down.
300 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
Team.
and 5 touchdowns.
Damn. Each game. I mean, I'm cool with it. That'll probably win me the other league, but
Yeah. Detroit Lions and Tennessee. Everybody took Tennessee. Eagles and Cardinals. Everybody took the Cardinals except for Mark took the Eagles. Took the Eagles
Yeah.
on that one.
What I saw on the highlights looked pretty good. The Eagles,
Yeah.
they're okay. I mean, they're
I
probably
thought about it. Just because of the Cardinals' inconsistency.
right.
But usually what happens, and not necessarily always after 1 week, but you start getting some film on those rookie quarterbacks.
Then you
and
start figuring it
what
out.
they do well, you can take away, and then they have to adjust. Like that's why there's growing pains for rookies. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Rodgers and Brady and Mahomes, week to
Sure.
week, they're changing up what they do. Sure, they have their favorite things, and they're just so damn good at them, you can't stop it.
Mhm.
But those young guys, it's like, yeah, for 2 weeks in a row now, I've been running this like one scheme that's been doing well, and then the Belichick's come in and be like, all right, we took that scheme away. Now what? And they're like, oh shit, I don't know. I guess I'll throw the ball. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's nice to see Hurts do good though.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always like to see the young guys doing good. I think it's awesome. It helps the league.
Except tomorrow, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Tomorrow he's good. No good. No, it's not going to play. Terrible.
That's right. There you go. Everybody took the Rams over the Jets. We had Kansas City. Chipper and Scooter took Saints over Kansas City.
Yeah.
Well,
That'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that happening.
could be a great game.
I will say the Saints are more like, I mean, neither one is back against the wall because they clinched a playoff spot and all that. But for that 1 seed, I mean, Kansas City pretty much has it, right? Because they were slotted ahead of Pittsburgh even when they were tied in record. I don't know why, but they
I think
were.
this is the Super Bowl matchup.
You better hope Breeze comes back if you want them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean he'll come back. He might
Is
come
he?
back this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has a Y. He has a Y, so I guess he won the. What's an X?
X is close to playoffs. Just in general.
Oh,
Y
okay,
is
and then
close to
one
division. Z
Yeah,
I think,
he
is
clicked-
home field.
so, and there's only going to be one Z this year.
True. Which really on both leagues probably won't come down until the
The
last
very
week.
end.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
if Kansas City wins this week, because they're
Yeah,
now
then
2
they're gonna be-
games up. Oh no, they're
Yeah,
one.
I mean Breeze might not play this week, so I mean, I think if he doesn't, then obviously Chiefs win by a long shot. But I'm just saying, Breeze will be back the next week, and then I'm saying I think that this will be the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that sucks. I really thought he was supposed to come back. Like, wasn't it supposed to be like week 13?
Well,
or
they
week-
haven't needed to bring him back.
That's
so they've
true.
just,
But
like-
you just, I don't. I'd hate to throw him
week
into like the
14
playoff
was when he was
matchup.
first eligible, and then this week was when they said he probably would be back. And so they took him off the IR,
Yeah.
but they just were like, we might start him, we might not.
I don't. I mean, I know he's Breeze and he's been here forever, but I would want it like give me half of a game to get like loose and get some rust out
Yeah,
before
you come
it's like,
back against the Chiefs.
oh, you're in the playoff matchup, and I know it's your first game in 10 weeks. It's like this is going to be terrible.
And they've got to. I mean, they don't want to take it too easy. I know they want him healthy for when it is time to play. But if you let Brady come and win that division,
Ooh, is
You
that,
don't-
they're not at risk of that though, are they?
yeah. If they swap out 2 games, absolutely.
And they play them when somebody plays Tampa Bay twice in the last few weeks. I can't remember. I guess it's the Falcons.
It is
Yeah,
the
It's
Falcons.
the Falcons. Okay, I was thinking it was them, but
It's not them. They've already
that's,
played them.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's true. I mean, to your point of like, hey, you don't want to take it too easy because Brady he's there. But yeah, I think they're good with that. Like, I think you win one more.
They have to lose both weeks. Is that what you're saying?
New Orleans would.
Oh, well, they won't do that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're at any risk.
No.
Nah, because that's what I'm saying. They could sit Breeze this week, and then they play Minnesota next week. Like, they'll have that wrapped up.
And did they
Or the
beat
weekend.
they beat the Bucks twice, right? Kind of embarrassed them both times. I know
Yeah, it
or
was
the first week they did. So
any
they
tiebreaker goes to.
they would need to lose all 3 of these.
Well, there's only 2 weeks left.
3.
It's
Count
2
this
for
week.
us.
Kansas
2 weeks
City.
for us. 2 weeks for fantasy. 3 weeks total.
3 weeks for them. Kansas City, Minnesota, and Carolina is their last.
Oh,
3
so
games.
wait.
Yeah, so
this
they
thing
could lose.
Only shows to week 16. Why?
Are you looking at our fantasy stuff?
I mean, yeah, but it's the NFL scoreboard on our fantasy.
Yeah, maybe they just cut it off because our fantasy league doesn't go farther. But
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, but still, so the Saints would have to lose all 3, which I guess is possible. To Dad's point of like, don't take it too.
Who they got last week? The last
Just don't- Carolina.
Oh,
Carolina.
Yeah, they got They're good. They're good.
The Minnesota and Carolina to finish the year is kind of like, okay, yeah, don't take it too easy, but also don't just completely suck.
That's all I'm saying. Just don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to give Brady that chance. I'm sorry. You don't want that to happen.
Brady has got the Falcons twice. I don't know who his third game is, so it's
Oh, it's
very
like Detroit. It's really easy as well.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Detroit.
realistic that he wins 3 of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
New Orleans has the tougher schedule. Trust me on that one.
Go from first seed to not even winning your division, just like that. That would be a fucking meltdown. Good lord, though.
Yeah, that'd be
That,
bad.
especially to lose to Minnesota and Carolina, if that were to happen, that would be.
They won't be the best defense anymore.
No, they won't. Be
The only way that happens is if Taysom Hill plays the rest of the regular season.
yeah.
and plays like incredibly bad. Like I guess like
Well, I mean, they lost to
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, so I mean,
True, but I didn't even think he looked like super bad. Like him against like the Broncos, where he completed like 5 passes or something. Like I think that will have to happen to lose to the.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
something.
guess Minnesota and Carolina might be better than the Eagles. So if he already did that, maybe he could lose to them.
And I think those are Saturday games. I think the Jets and Rams is Saturday, and Chiefs and Saints is Saturday, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Packers Panthers is Saturday this week.
Oh, is that what it is? I don't know. I can't remember which one's which,
Yeah.
but
I
Buffalo,
remember seeing
Denver,
that.
Carolina, Green Bay are Saturday.
who is it? Say it again.
Buffalo and Denver, and Carolina and Green Bay.
Okay.
Wow, good games, huh?
And then there's
Those on Saturday.
And then the normal Sunday and Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us up to Cleveland's and Giants. Giants are still fighting to try and get in first place. Browns are trying to take over first place from Pittsburgh. And Chipper and Mark took the Giants in this one over Cleveland.
Yeah. I clicked the
I
wrong button.
just I just
Wrong.
refuse to accept that Cleveland's good.
I'm with you,
Okay.
but I guess I'll keep picking them until
Right.
Baker. As long as Baker's throwing for 300 yards
Yeah.
and Chubb's still running for 100, I'll pick them. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but
Yeah, I think it's probably more realistic that Cleveland wins this game, but I just refuse to say that they're good.
but then again, I mean, no one in the world would be shocked if Baker goes out there and throws for 150 and 3 picks.
Yeah.
That
Right.
wouldn't be like, oh, what
Everybody
an
be like, "Oh,
awesome-
Baker's back to normal."
yeah, oh, Baker's back. Okay, woo. Got that out of his system, huh? Couple 300-yard game.
Yeah. And wine the whole time. And then we got Cincinnati and Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, and everybody took Pittsburgh. Surprise.
Yeah, I did that, but my words was Cincinnati would
I
win.
know. I see that. I saw that. Anyway, it ought to be interesting. I can't wait to see how this week turns out. After last week, I think I missed quite a few. I messed up quite a few on my pick'ems last week.
Do Cleveland and Pittsburgh play next week? I think so.
I don't know. Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
No, Cleveland plays the
Jets.
I wanted to say that was
last week.
okay. So yeah. Okay, see, so you know how I was wanting Miami and Buffalo when they had their head-to-head at the end. Now I'm going for this one. I want Cincinnati to beat Pittsburgh, so then they're tied with Cleveland, and then end of the year they're going to have their showdown.
Wow. Wow.
Well, Miami screwed it up for me in the hopes of that division, so let's move on to this division.
That's true.
Speaking of Baker whining all the time, did y'all see that one super weird play that Baker was trying to catch the Ravens substituting, and he's trying to, trying to snap it, and the Ravens had like 16 fucking people on the field, and like they were trying to run 3 of them off, and then the guy, like the ESPN guys, were counting them, and their numbers didn't go high enough to count the amount of players. And then they were like, to be honest, even if they got the 3 off the field, they still would have had too many players. And then Baker starts like freaking out to the rest, which I understand in the sense that they weren't throwing the flag. But then the coach challenges the amount of people on the field. This is like 1st and 10.
Can you even challenge them?
Yeah, you can challenge. I guess I didn't know this, but you can challenge that. Oh. And they
but you have to get the number right. You have to get whether it's 16 or whether it's 13.
I'm challenging. They had 12 players. No, they actually had 18. You are wrong.
That's right. Sorry, you missed the number. He was wrong on his count.
But then I was sitting there thinking, I was like, did they just use a fucking challenge to get what? What do you get after that? 5 yards? I think it's a 5-yard penalty for illegal substitution.
They were just so mad the rest missed players on the field. They're like, wait, how did you miss it? I want to rub it in your face. I'm going to challenge this.
I was like, oh my God, what a weird fucking play. Why did the Ravens have 19 people out there? And why are the Browns so pissed about it that they wasted one of their 2 challenges for it? Like, what the hell?
That's if I was I'd be the referee. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the challenge. But if you're wrong, it's a minus 5 yard. You still want to do it? Yeah. Anyway, good stuff. All right, guys, let's end this thing. I'm going to end this live. Nobody's out there. We'll end that.